Alright, welcome back to the channel. I know what you're looking at looks kind of like a dump. What a disaster, right? But right now I'm working on a new gearbox. Yes, another gearbox. Because the last one didn't work for my Shred Light series shredder. So in the previous videos, I've showed you guys these two shredders, and they both were kind of janky and messed up. So I made a new design, and hopefully this one works. So just some features. You can see how the gears are different sizes, meaning like the input shaft, because there's less torque out here, we can have smaller gears, but towards the end, these gears get pretty chunky. And one of the last gears, the module is significantly bigger than the others. So hopefully this holds up, but right now I'm trying to assemble it and integrate it onto this guy. So it'd be a lot easier if I actually used my CAD and put this together with an instruction manual, but because that's not how we do things around here, I'm not using the CAD as a reference, so I'm just trying to put this together, and it's kind of going well, but I've kind of stumped myself, and I don't know which direction the gears should go. But anyways, things are coming together, and I'll talk to you when I figure this out. Alright, I'm back, and basically I got it assembled. Definitely I need to add a lot more touch-ups to this because I feel like things aren't very stable. Definitely some like spacers here to prevent like moving forward and back, and also the alignment can be fixed. But otherwise, here's a quick demo. This is like an insanely large reduction. So these are 1-to-2 gear ratios, and then it gets bigger, and these are more 1-to-2s. It goes up to, I think, 712, but it's super high reduction. I can like show you right here. So this will be a 1-to-1, and then reduction. So 2 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 2 to the power of 11. So that's like 1 to 2048, 2048 reduction. So that's a little bit excessive. So I think a good way to fix this is, or work around this, notice how there's like 3 places here. I'm gonna run a square tubing down here, and this will be like the crank to drive this gearbox, and you can, depending on how fast you can spin, place the input gear on different like tiers. So if you place it here, that will be the insanely large reduction, but if you move it here, that's half. So 1024, and here is like 512. Obviously I might have made an error in my calculations. You can tell me in the comment section, but that way you can like adjust how fast the gearbox can spin the shredder. Just a quick demo. So see, notice how when I pick this up, it's pretty stable. See, look at how much fastening slots I put, and I've only used, I've only used 3 slots so far. So after I get everything like fully assembled, this will be pretty darn stable. And let me start to drive this for you, so you can see. I'm gonna drive like one of the gears towards the end so that it spins a little bit faster, and I'm gonna place my finger to just emphasize that this is spinning really slowly, and it is barely moving. You can see that as I spin, this is barely moving. Oh, yeah, right now I'm reversing the shredder, and because I'm spinning this gear with my thumb, it's probably gonna be a little bit slower. But now I'm driving the shredder in the right direction. And also, I sort of have an idea. What if I can use the smaller gear to almost create an overdrive for like a brief a moment, and then it reduces back again. So that can also improve the speed. But spinning this definitely it's very hard to see, but I can like sort of, you can see that this gearbox is really tough because even if I rotate this, because of so much resistance over here, I can't spin it with my fingers, back drive it. So I guess that's one like con of using 3D printed gearboxes, because with metal gearboxes, I don't have one right here to show, but for example, like a 20-to-1 NEMA stepper gearbox, I can pull one out right now. This is like obviously a more professional metal gearbox, and look at this. I can like back drive it. See, I'm spinning it, holding onto the shaft and spinning it, and it's back drivable. So, but this is such a large reduction that doing that is pretty much impossible, because this can generate a lot of torque. All right, one last thing before I end this chit chat is that I'm using a really interesting setup where I'm 3D printing these shafts of the gearbox, and to prevent plastic on plastic, I'm using these very, I guess, cheap 608 bearings. And what I did is I embedded them inside the gears. You can sort of see them peeking out right there. And what that does is it hopefully, in theory, should maintain the alignment and prevent excessive friction. However, if I were to bring this and sell it or make it as a project for you to make, I would probably just go with 8mm like steel shafts that are just smooth, and as long as you apply a decent amount of silicone grease or like heat resistant grease, you should be good, because no one wants to be pressing in the bearings every time you want to make a gear. And also, if you don't press it in perfectly, there will be a little bit of wobble because it will be sort of tilted, and that can cause some bad alignment, which is unwanted in a gearbox of this scale. So, I would like to thank my sponsor PCBWay for supporting this channel and all the work I do here. They are your one-stop shop for your manufacturing needs, such as 3D printing. And one example of how I use PCBWay is with these shaft collars. These are SLM 3D printed, and they offer, this is just a very basic sample of what you can make with their services. So go check them out in the link in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.